interesting week in the market. Pretty much all-time highs. The stock market closed, even though it keeps on like finding buyers, even though like tariff talks and
even with the deadline coming up with the tariffs, people were still confident and
yeah, man, like here we go. We're at last peak was, in January, February, of 2025. Took that violent V bottom, which I kind of like, I was expressing that to Eden at the time that don't be surprised if you get this huge washout and then, you get this buy again. But I wasn't expecting this type of rally at all. And here we are. We're at the S&P is at 6,250. And in like 6 months ago, I was at 6,050, and that was the all-time high. Pretty impressive. That's all I gotta say. And
what did it get to, Steve? It was like 5,400 almost, like when it did that drop.
Oh man, no, it went to 4.9. 4.9,
like 25%.
That's huge. Yeah. It's amazing to see that it just bounced right back.
It's funny because if you look at it historically, always see it January is a slower, all rallies up for the summer, and then start seeing selling off and closing off the books and tax selling and all that.
Tax selling in January, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like everybody just normally panics about that time, and all of a sudden, boom.
Always like that.
No.
Not always, but I mean, if you look at it historically, yeah, like you'll start seeing it rally up for this. They'd usually say January, February.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. If you're loving this content, hit the like button and subscribe and join to our awesome community. Ring that notification bell so you'll never miss a beat. Together, we're building something so special. Let's grow this channel and let's have some fun along the way. For some more content, check out these other fantastic channels. You got Checkin Habs, one-stop shop for all those things. Habs, sports, we got so much information on sports, guys. Come on. Hello. And Checkin Reports, stay informed of the latest political news and current events. Hello. So that's it, fam. Come and check us out.
People are, that's the time where you're here, right? That's the best time to buy. Buy and you wait for the year. It doesn't always happen, but historically, generally speaking, it's a bit better.
Well, they say sell in May and go away. That this is an old school type of saying in the market. But recently, every summer has been low liquidity, and prices keep on going up, which is like it's not normal. Something's
like a
up.
Disconnect, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of disconnect, and like more and more like. Anyways, the truth is that because of this new bill that just went through, the big beautiful bill, there's this type of K-shaped economy, right? And when a K-shaped economy means that a bit like where at the COVID, where not every sector participates on a higher level. Technology goes up. Then the service industry goes down. Let's say, I don't know what goes up, and then something else goes down, pretty much. That's the type of K-shaped economy. Not the whole, not every sector goes up together.
Not every sector goes down.
Yeah, no, so that's a K-shaped economy pretty much represents. And, right now, like, there's stimulus happening, and then on top of that there's a possibility that the interest rates might go down as well.
Yeah, I've been hearing talks that might actually happen. Huh? They might.
Oh yeah. Well, guess what? Powell he pretty much penned a discontentment of what's going on, and he's thinking about resigning. Jay Powell, who's the head of the Federal Reserve. Trump is getting his wish, and who could be the next Fed president? He'd love that Besant would go. All right,
but he can't officially just pick him and put him. He has
to
be part of the board, and then the board elect him. Right?
It says that a K-shaped economy or a K-shaped recovery is when different sectors or groups with an economy recover at vastly different rates.
Yeah.
So it's not that one goes up, one goes down. They're recovering at different rates.
Well, if
That's
you talk
completely-
about the
No?
service, I mean,
I'm
it doesn't go as fast. Yes, it won't go as fast if it's
It's
like
not that
travel.
one is going up and one is going down.
Travel's
They're
not
just-
booming. Travel's not booming. But you'll have, let's say, technology that it's kicking. I don't know what else might be that right now. Like, obviously, commodities are doing
Some
great
will
right
rebound
now.
stronger, and some will continue to struggle until they're
Yeah.
ready to go. Okay, I got it.
At the moment, Bitcoin.
Oh my god, yeah, I know.
Bitcoin tonight, as we speak, is a new all-time high tonight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we reached
It's
in US?
117, something like
US?
that.
Like 160 Canadian almost, yeah, 159 or something
Well,
like that.
What's it called? The dollar, United States dollar is like tank.
I was gonna ask you about that. I think it went down 9% or something.
Oh yeah, and like there's new all-time lows that are happening. Well, not all-time, sorry, but like big lows like in the recent 20, 30 years now that are happening in the dollar. And that's why, I mean, obviously there's going to be a balance eventually. It's going to be a good time to be considering to be buying a little dollar as a currency, kind of thing. It feels as if it's blown out of proportion, and that usually happens, but there might be a little bounce, and then it might resume again where it keeps on going lower.
But there's still this sentiment, unless it changed this week, that a recession is going to happen. Is there still that sentiment, or you're not feeling it anymore?
No, the recession is like
What? You don't think we're in some type of small recession?
Canada, yeah, I would say, but no, honestly, Canada, yes, but United States, the numbers just happened right now, like last week, and they were like super impressive. The NFP results were like fantastic.
What's that NFP?
Non-farms payroll, and like,
yeah.
and like these numbers were like, what? Okay, like we're growing, kind of thing. Sorry, just but like it's
You're
like
good at that, huh?
yeah, no, it's like all of a sudden, like and on top of that, interest rates might go down at the same time. But it's a bit of like they call it the Goldilocks.
Are you talking about Canadian or U.S.
United States? I'm talking about mostly Canadian. Listen, we're I personally am in the construction industry, and I hear a lot of feelings. Okay, a lot of construction companies aren't doing good. And so there's more and more competitors. When you have a good results, you'll survive, of course. But if you're like mediocre, watch out. Just put it that way. But anyways, long story short is that the Goldilocks economy for United States are actually happening. Don't get me wrong.
Then whatever I'm watching is telling me different. Then I don't know. So I don't know. It's too. You're telling me it's going up, but people are saying like recession's kicking in.
Liquidity. It's called liquidity. It's because these guys, they can't afford. Trump cannot afford to let this economy go down. If he does, it's a big problem, And then yes, the stock market will go down. Yes, and then. But they want the United States dollar to go down as well. They want a weaker dollar because they want more imports to exports. They want to be competitors to China, to whoever it might be, so that they can regrow their economy and change their style of.
I know that's what they want, but the reality is they're messing with that. They're messing with the imports and the exports.
Yeah, but
it's
at the moment,
tariffs.
No, but what he's saying makes sense. By the U.S. dollar going down, it's going to be cheaper for other countries to buy from the States.
Exactly.
Because their dollar is not as expensive, right?
But United States, that's the whole issue about this. Trump calls this deficit. States is not a manufacturing powerhouse; it's a buying powerhouse.
Yeah.
So when your dollar goes down, it kind of affects how the whole American system is right now. It's if you're a manufacturing powerhouse, yes, you're a low dollar, you're able to export cheaper. But if you're buying,
yes,
you're losing buying power.
I agree, but that's where his tariffs are trying to like offset this type of disaster.
But the thing is, manufacturing is not something you can do overnight. This is a long game. It's a long game.
And I don't think they're close to even competing with China.
Of course not. No, but the reality is that they're talking up a big game at the moment, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen, because you need people that want to do these jobs, and they just don't have it. But listen, if it takes 5-10 years, where they help kids and stuff to like, reprogram their brain and let go of this whole idea of like, that you're gonna be a bank guy, and maybe go farming, maybe not necessarily you wanted to do, I don't know,
pick raspberries in the field or strawberries.
Hey, not necessarily, but become a farmer.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying.
But we need those jobs, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's why immigration was so important.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are willing to do that job.
I understand, but we're talking about like we have to, trades, mining. There's going to be a lot of great careers, but just the money has to like switch over to that, kind of thing. But listen, don't get me wrong. Like having the dollar as a weak currency for your own country is not a good thing over time. It's your savings just keep on diminishing, and inflation eats all this stuff up.
Especially if it's the currency of technically the world, right? It's not a good sign.
Well, it's the trading currency of the world.
But that's why I've always said that, like, guys, this guy he might unleash gold. He might revalue gold at a new standard. So that you don't. It's a win-win situation for the United States. Yeah, and if they actually would, because the money supply of the United States of America compared to gold. So if that would actually happen, the price of gold would actually be.
If the gold standard would be reinstated as the new currency, then wouldn't? Correct me if I'm wrong. They can continue to do what they're doing and plummet their dollars so they can compete with China and not affect their buying power because they're not trading in US dollar anymore. Does that make sense, or am I completely off?
It's still US dollar. It's just the value is based on the gold. But I don't think it'll ever go back to gold.
But you get what I'm saying?
I imagine a stable coin being the more...
But a stable coin needs to be backed by something. A United States dollar is still not backed by anything at the moment. It's just fiat. And so at the moment, if they would... use a stable coin as well as connect the actual money supply into gold. Stable coin will make it easier to transact. That's thing.
You're saying stable coin will still be based. Well,
the United States dollar would be used through a stable coin, and the actual United States dollar will actually be converted also into gold. So countries may be able, I'd rather prefer getting physical. But you know what? I can also keep your stable coin instead. I think it's going to be a mix. And